Hello, people. We are back. Act 2 the podcast, episode 283. And we back, my man. It's your man, International Walk, sitting next to the beautiful.
It's your girl, Tasha, co-host with the mostest.
And we back for another episode of Us. Let's get right to it.
You got water.
Some water, mouth dry.
You want some water? I got water.
Okay. How are you? Speak to the people while I get some water.
I'm doing good. I'm doing great. Mentally, doing like an assessment in my head. Mentally, I'm a 9. I'm a 9. Nothing wrong. Nothing. Like, my mind is always, like, not always. Just thinking, hoping, praying, wishing, hoping that my husband is good. And that if he's not good, he'll tell me. So I guess, until he assures me that he's good, then I'm probably always a 9. If that makes sense? Does that make sense?
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know why you worry about me so much.
Not necessarily worry like something is wrong with you.
I was going to say, you make me feel like, am I missing something?
No, not that something is wrong with you. Like, this season of our life is just different. Mm-hmm. And I know that it could be pressure on some people, and I don't want it to be pressure on you. And if it is pressure, I just want you to verbalize that with me. And, I don't know if it's a thing where, like, I have a different job now. I'm a stay-at-home wife, on top of some other things. And in this season, you are supportive of that. You are encouraging of that. And I know it benefits us and you. Well, it benefits us, as terms of like the quality time we can spend together. And I say you because I know like that's your number one love language. But
I'm about to say it should stop there. It benefits us, period.
I know, but I'm just saying it's like us having a good meal benefits us, but I'm a foodie, so it's like an extra bonus for me. That's what, in that kind of sense. So of course, and love language is different.
I'm not a foodie.
No, I was just talking about you that you love good food, but you're not like a foodie. Like
I won't eat all of it or eat a lot of it.
No, you're not like you're not a foodie in the sense that you can eat the same. Like if you don't have something different, you're okay with that. We're like
I go out and get and search things different.
I say, but if you don't, you're okay with that. We're like I'm a foodie in the sense like my taste buds need to be like invigorated more frequently than yours. Like you eat the same thing for lunch and breakfast every day.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I digress.
Okay.
I'm just saying our life right now is very beneficial for both of us, and I know it makes your heart extra happy because that is your primary love language. And sometimes it's mine too. Like it fluctuates. With that being said, it's like I don't want you to I don't want to say for the fear, but for the possibility of risking that you suffer in other ways. You know what I mean? Like
let's play it out though. What would you do? What would happen if I thought like I want what I want. I want you home. So no matter what I'm dealing with, I don't want that to change. So it wouldn't be like, oh, I'm gonna take the pressure off you by going to get a job. Like we would be right back at square one.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like, if the pressure got to be so bad, we would we would really have a talk. Like, all right, babe, let's work this out. Where yes, I can go. Now, don't get me wrong. I am okay with being home for as long as we're okay with me being home. So it ain't like I have no pressure to go back to work because I am grateful and blessed that my husband is able to support us in this season. Or for whatever future seasons he is. But if it was a situation where it was like something happened or we were struggling in a sense, we would have that conversation like, babe, okay, like we got to make a decision. Like I know this is beneficial for us emotionally, but financially.
Isn't that what matter though? To come home and be emotionally sound and stable? Like if I come home and it's not what I want to come home to, or it's not the home that I want to come home to, or it stops feeling like that, then I'm not going to be as happy to come home. I'm not going to be as grateful as you think because some other area is being taken care of.
Yeah,
Now
but what
3
I'm
areas
just
are
saying,
lacking.
I don't want the pressure to become so overwhelming to you. That's all I'm saying.
I get it.
That's all I'm saying. Where it's like hurting us, but you're happy because I'm home.
Adulting's hard.
Yeah.
Adulting's hard. I'm not. It is what it is. Adulting's hard. Like, you be a kid as long as you want to be a kid, because adulting's hard. It is. Time goes quickly, and adulting is hard. Bills and time and all kinds of responsibilities, wife, kids, like all that stuff is adulting, and it's hard. And I'm sure I'm not the only person to speak that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And again, I ain't begging to clock in on nobody's time except yours. In an hour. So again, I'm a 9.
Okay.
Finances, a 9. Thank God for His blessings, for our blessings. I am truly, truly grateful. Work is a 10. Work is good. Work has been really good. What do you say?
Nothing.
Work has been really good this week. I'm improving in my work life. I got some new tools this week. I'll be finding new tools and stuff while I'm home during this time.
Moving diffusers and shit. Like, that diffuser don't look good over there no more. Let's move it over here.
It wasn't that it didn't look good. I just felt like we could optimize its
Did you refill
benefit.
it today?
Yes, I did.
How was it?
Simple.
Simple?
Yeah.
Just kneel on the couch and bend over.
Actually, I didn't have to knee. Just sit.
Okay.
Yeah, very simple. And we can optimize its benefits to expand the area.
Okay.
So yeah, work is a 10, and physically I'm a 10. I feel great. I feel great. Last week I got in a workout 5 out of 7 days. Yeah, 5 out of 7 days. This week, trying to do the same. Not putting no pressure on myself. If it happens, it happens. But I'm not like pressuring myself. But I feel good, and that's just my goal, to be active. Like, the scale is not my friend. F that scale. But physically, I feel great, and I feel like I look great. Overall, I want to work out to be healthy, but it's some vanity in that too. Like, come on now, give me a break. But just being healthy is number 1, 2, and 3. Buying different clothes might be number 4 and 5, but 1, 2, and 3 is being healthy. So I'm grateful for that. How are you?
I'm good. Mentally, I would say 9. Finances, 9. Work, I would say 9. Physically, I would say 9. I'm 9s across the board.
Okay.
Body a little achy, I would be a 10. I had a great workout yesterday. The heat zapped my pep today. So yeah, that's where I'm at.
I gotta find something for you, and I don't know whether it's I gotta do some research. I gotta add that to my list of jobs. To find something restored. I mean, I know, we don't do the whole medicine thing or anything like that. And even some herbs, I don't trust like over-the-counter vitamins. Not that I think they're bad. I think they're nothing. And I think a lot of them are nothing. Like, it's just filler.
Then why don't you do the research and know if they're nothing or not instead of just thinking? Because like, that's a feeling. I'm not trying to like put you on the spot, but I'm saying you can just be like, because I'm thinking of taking vitamins.
Well, my doctor has told me that too, and
you can overdose on some stuff that you need.
Well, 2 trains of thought. One, he's mentioned that people take multivitamins, and it's not even so much you're overdosing in the sense that it could be bad, but take what you need. So if you're not deficient in calcium, why are you taking calcium every day? If you're not deficient in potassium, why are you taking magnesium. That? Yeah, like I'm deficient in vitamin D, should be taking it every day, and I'm going to start again. But over-the-counter vitamins is the best source of vitamins come from the food that we eat, and we eat really, really good. So I'm not saying like we're lacking there. But I do want to find something for you, like in terms of energy and restoration, because not only do you work out, you also have a physically demanding job. You the boss, so you ain't like doing all the things, but you are on your feet, moving a lot. Even if it's just walking back and forth, talking to people, doing walkthroughs, going from this meeting to this meeting. And I just want your body to,
hold up.
Exactly. So I'm gonna add that to my list.
I'm gonna get this
my
book
research.
for you too. This apothecary book.
I'm interested. Yeah.
I think you're gonna love it. I just don't want you to overdose on it.
Yeah.
I saw it. I thought of you.
Wows and woes. Well, we gotta do rock paper
goes.
scissors because I said it first. 1, 2, 3, boop. 1, 2, 3, boop. You beat. Okay. My wow. I'll just say, it be summer's here, seasons changing, and just enjoying life. Having another week. I hung out with 2 of my girls this week. My husband said before that all me and my friends do, we could just go out to eat and stuff our face. I mean, girls, we like brunch, we like dinner, but
don't always have to be that.
I do like fit dates. Even if they come with some little food afterwards, I do like being physically active, with friends and doing things. So, I had a little Pilates thing I went to this past weekend, and then did almost 4 miles with my girl this week. So, that, and just me and my husband and I, we played some tennis. We've just been doing the things this summer, and summer just started, but just being able to do the things and enjoy life, and it just feels good. So that, I'm just gonna say that's my wow, being able to do all the things and enjoy life, and enjoy hanging and being with people that you love and that love you. So that's my wow. Woe. I can't think of anything, so I ain't gonna ponder on it too much. I don't have no woes. I don't think. Thank God everybody's healthy.
No woes for me. 2 wows. My job is just coming along very, very, very nicely, and I'm super stoked about that. And just to piggyback on what you were saying, we played some tennis, and that was super fun. Mm-hmm. I remember driving home thinking, I ain't gonna go walk today. We're gonna go to the tennis court, and I ain't gonna tell her. I knew she's gonna ask me what we doing. But just to go there and to have a plan executed and it play out the way you wanted it to play out, it was just a great afternoon. So I was super happy about that. I was hurting the next day. Knees was okay, you played tennis. Nigga, you played tennis.
You think you need some tighter compressions? Because you're getting smaller, that you had them for a while. You think you need some?
They larger, so I probably can get a medium.
Yeah.
I probably can get a medium so that they're a little bit more tight on the legs. I can't do nothing with no straps or buckles or shit.
No, I just mean the same things you got, but tighter.
Probably a medium. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's where I am.
I'm sorry. Were you done?
Go ahead.
No, another. I'm gonna throw another one in there. Our oldest nephew on my side, had a birthday.
Oh shit!
Yeah, turned 22. No, it's just a day late. You can say happy belated birthday. Turned 22 years old, and your daughter was the first and only baby you seen born.
I seen my brother born.
Really? Young? Which one?
Sheen.
Aw.
Yeah.
He in the hospital, or your mom had him at home?
He had him at home.
Wow, I didn't know that.
And then he went to the hospital.
It was. I'm sure it wasn't planned because I don't think they was doing home births back then. So she just went in. Yeah. Oh wow. Yuck, ew. But I mean, and I say yuck, ew, because when I can imagine when it's oops, the baby came out, the splatter and all that kind of stuff.
Well, I didn't see all of that. She was pregnant in bed, and then next thing you know, he was there.
He was there.
Yeah, he's in the bed. He's that naked baby. So he came. But my daughter was a different thing. That's okay, I saw that.
Yeah, that's how I seen my nephew being born.
That shit's in the front of your head, even when you don't want it to be.
Yeah. The oldest of our Fab Five, 22 years old. It's great. Excuse me. It's crazy. When they say time flies, and it really it's almost like one of them things that people have, I guess a projector where it shows pictures. Pictures just pop in my head from the time he was little, and he's probably the kid that spent the most time with us at our house because he was the first. And then Maddie was a weird little kid. Like, she used to cry a lot, and then she had got sick for a period, so she didn't really come over a lot. Then Aubrey, we did have a lot, but with our oldest nephew, like, it just pops in my head, like, pictures of his life from like when he was born until like now, him being 22. And I'm just grateful. That he, is who he is. He's living a life that he's living. He's, no trouble. Yeah, so I'm just grateful. So just shout out to our oldest nephew on my side.
Shout out to Neff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just upset I forgot his birthday. God damn.
That's okay.
That's
Yeah.
my guy.
A belated birthday is sometimes still.
I've been seeing this around the internet, and I saw this question posed the other day.
Mm-hmm.
So you're sick, you got a family member, maybe yourself. Do you think in those last moments that you are obligated to tell people, your family, that you're sick? Or do you think like it's your bit? Because I see a lot of this happening when people find out an aunt, a grandmother, a mom is sick and they got like 4 or 5 days to live or weeks to live, and it's like they never even knew that they were sick because they didn't want to worry the family, they didn't want the different treatment, they didn't want to, or they just wanted to be like, hey, this is my life, and if it's on my terms, you know what I mean, like that type of thing. So what's your thoughts on being obligated to tell your loved ones, your friends, your family that you're sick? Would you not want the special treatment? And I know there's a flip side to that coin about letting people love on you that you need that and want to, but do you understand the other side of it?
So I do understand both sides. Obligated, absolutely not. I don't feel like you're obligated to tell anyone. However, I do think that again, it's your life. You, in that moment, like you're processing your emotions. Not only do you not want special treatment, but also sometimes it's the fear of disappointment, of like,
who won't show up.
Yeah, or like, yeah, because you may have certain expectations and you don't want to be let down by, people not showing up for you that you may have expected to. So that could be part of it too. If you don't know,
I need to think about that.
And then I can't hold you to that standard. Now, I do feel like, and again, no obligation, but I feel like there's some and I don't want to put my nobody that we love, so I'm going to use a hypothetical. Let's say somebody's sick and you have a very close relationship with your siblings, right? And you passed away, you never told them. The shock, the heartbreak, they're going to be heartbroken regardless, but the shock of that can be very detrimental. Whereas if they knew, then again, they're still going to be sad and heartbroken, but at least there's some sort of preparation they can make, as that time is approaching. But to like be, be at you a mailman and you get a phone call and it's like, yeah, just want to let you know, your brother passed away. And it's like, what the hell? And you had no inkling? Like,
isn't that hurting the person? That shock value is just that one time where you have to grieve. You do have to go through the process. You do have to do a planning for a funeral and attend one. But if I told you a year ago, you probably wouldn't be going to work the same. You probably wouldn't be living your life. I changed so many other lives by my issue. Yeah. So you wouldn't be handling things the same, not just the special treatment or the non-treatment, but your life ain't the same. My brother's life, my sister's life, my like everybody's life and my friend's life ain't the same because y'all all thinking about me. And that's good to a certain point, but at a certain point, it's over fucking whelming. Like, I need some normalcy.
Yeah. That's why I said I see it both ways. You know what I think is, and this is probably, nobody really wants to have this conversation, but it's probably good to ask when you're not sick and healthy, like, those questions that random people ask. Like, my sisters and I have had conversations about as morbid as it may seem, like about how we would want our going away service to be or not be. Like, one of my sisters, she is adamant, like, do not cremate her. she won't be here, but she feels like that's creepy. Like so I feel like some of those questions should be asked, and you respect people's decisions. Maybe that's a question to ask, like, hey, if I was really sick, would you want to know? Before, like, if God forbid, you ask your brother, like, if I went to the doctor and they said I had 6 months to a year to live, do you want me to tell you, or do you just want our relationship to play out as normal? Especially if it's like somebody you have a close relationship with. And now I think that could be a little more of a gray area if, like, let's say you have not even a strained relationship, but like maybe some distance in a relationship, and you think to yourself, you want to make up time with this person, or you want to spend, because for yourself, then it may be
selfish.
yeah, but and it could be kind of weird, because they might be like, oh yeah, this is awesome, like we spending more time together. Yeah, and then so I guess it's a matter of having those conversations, I think, which people probably have a lot of conversations about, like passing away, but not that scenario.
So if you have a dope relationship with your father, you have a dope ass relationship with your dad since you was a little girl and up until now, and you got a call that he was dying in 2 weeks, and your brothers and sisters all got to go to the hospital for 2 weeks, be with him and plan his funeral and see him off. Would you rather him tell y'all a year ago, or the 2 weeks is fine? Or because that whole year y'all gonna be, oh man, I don't know about dad, like this and this and that? Or would you be okay with, okay, dad got 2 weeks, yes, this is a shock, but we all here, let's do what we got to do, we all going through this at the same time? Or would you rather be like, I wanted to know a year ago so I can be with you and make sure you was okay? Plan it all back, he was okay for that year, he still got where he needed to go and had all the things, but you just didn't know.
Probably for selfish reasons, but I think I would want to know a year ahead. Like, okay. I would want to know when he know. One, because I think if not, and again, this is selfish, you're probably going to live with the woulda, coulda, shouldas. Like, could I have asked a different question? Could I have gone to the doctors with him? Is there something different they could have did, but I didn't know? Maybe I could have, been there to support him. I could have prayed differently. I could have spent more time. Yeah. So it's, and again, those are selfish reasons. Or it could have been some questions that,
some advocacy you could have been doing at the doctors.
Well, that too. But, we talk about like you and I talk about how we wish that there were certain things that or different conversations we would have had with our grandmothers, right? Just asking them more things about like life and childhood and stuff. And if you know that, your parent, grandparent, somebody doesn't have much time, you may then take advantage of that opportunity to be like, you know what, let me have these talks, let me have this conversation, or let me find out, how my dad wants to be buried, like what his last wishes would be. Let me, just maybe, who knows, take more pictures of things, so again, all that is for selfish reasons to help you when that person is gone. But I think I would want to know ahead of time.
And if you didn't, do you respect, like, you understand why he didn't?
Yeah, I will understand why he didn't.
That 2 weeks doesn't create anger.
No,
like,
I don't
think
think
you ain't telling me we only got 2 weeks, and like, this is a shock. Like, now we gotta do all this stuff all fast. Like,
well, I mean, it ain't. Yeah,
does that create some type of animosity or anger just for a moment? Not like you mad at him for life, but just, damn, like, you didn't tell me when you carried this for a year. Like, would you understand, hey, it's your life, I understand why you did this, if you saying, hey, because I love y'all. No, that's
what I'm saying. I think it would be selfishly that I would not feel anger, but it would be like, I wish that you would, because you would be thinking of the woulda, coulda, shouldas. But in hindsight, I think hopefully it would settle in that he did it his way. He went out the way he wanted to. He wanted, life to be normal. Maybe he didn't want the pity. Maybe he didn't want us being sad. Like, whatever. He didn't want
his friends to treat him different.
Yeah, whatever the reason would be. Now, I do feel like, God forbid if that, was me, it would be a small circle, though, of people that
like a Chadwick Boseman type thing.
Yeah, I mean, we don't know how many people he told.
I just mean like his immediate family, like the fans didn't know. That's what I mean. Like the public didn't know.
Yeah,
just his people knew.
Yeah, but it would be a small circle. Like, yeah, very small circle. Very small circle. Now, where I think that gets tricky too is if you have kids, how do they process that? Like that.
Somehow, I feel like the 2 weeks is okay because again, when you, I don't want to think about putting myself in that situation, but the struggle to deal with something like that for a year. I understand doing it alone is tough and hard on you, and you probably could have added some support, lessen some stress. But I get not wanting people just to look at you different, not wanting people to treat you different. If you got friends, not wanting your friends to look at you different, or like that kind of stuff will make you feel like something's wrong with you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But then you also, what kind of stress are you putting, additional stress you're putting on yourself by holding in that secret? You know what I mean? When you're around these people not wanting to grimace if you feeling any pain, not wanting to, or if you, I don't like whatever's wrong with you. If you don't have energy to do things, having to make up excuses why you wasn't at the cookout or something like that. So that could be adding additional pressure on yourself, holding it in, because it's like you're trying to protect them, and again, in some cases, maybe protecting yourself as well because of you don't want the pity, you don't want the pity and or the disappointment. You don't want the special treatment or the phoniness either. Like you may not want people popping up that for their own, like let's say again you had, you said you loved your, if it was a situation where you had a great relationship with your dad, let's say you didn't have a great relationship with your dad, and your dad found out like you got this short amount of time and they want to pop up and talk about unresolved things, and that could add chaos to your life that you just don't want. So I mean, it's a lot of factors like to consider. I do feel like if you have a family member that's in that situation, to your point, you might feel like, damn, I wish they would have told me, but hopefully that anger doesn't last and you realize like you respect whatever decision they made.
Yeah, I get both sides of it. I don't know.
What do you think though?
I think that I wouldn't want the different treatment, but I'm thinking about like if you got cancer or something like that, like those chemo days, like you would want one person to support you coming out of that place, or being with you while you're going through what you're going through, or being at your home to like fix you a meal or take care of you. And if nobody knows, it's like that stuff is all on you. You know what I mean? That drive to that place, the drive home, like you can start to feel a little isolated and alone, and or maybe not because you're doing it yourself. I don't know. I would think that you would, but I see it both ways. Like I tell 10 people, then y'all tell 10 more people.
Right. And it has to be a circle of trust. Yeah,
and it's like, if I can't trust everybody, I don't want everybody to know, then I don't want y'all looking at me. I don't want the phone calls that I wasn't getting. Now I'm getting them, and I know they phony. I know you're only calling me. Like, that kind of shit will make me, it would depress me.
Yeah.
It would depress me. And like you said, having those expectations, like, all of a sudden you calling now. All of a sudden you want to come over now. It's like, nah.
Now, you know what? It's crazy. It's one of the things I thought, like, I know somebody who was going through a difficult time with a friendship, right? And they felt like this person just wasn't showing up. And these people aren't sick, but they felt like these people weren't showing up for them like the way that they want to, or like canceling and this. And you got to think too, if you're a person who's not well, and you haven't divulged that to people really close to you, it could create chaos in your relationships. And you haven't even told these people, and they think like, oh, you keep flaking on me, or we supposed to do this and you didn't. And they have no idea why you're not.
You're losing your relationship equity.
Exactly. And just today actually, a very popular social media person, you may have heard of Nara, where she does like the cooking. Like if her kids ask for cereal, she will make she has made Cheerios from scratch. She's made bubblegum from scratch. She made cheeses from scratch. Like she just cooks for her husband and her kids, and she does it in these fancy dresses. Long story short, they got 3 or 4 kids, but she had put up a post today saying her daughter got diagnosed with cancer last year, and they've gone through treatments, and she's like, it's been hard for me to show up in all the capacities. Like I make less content, but I still got to work. My husband has to do whatever. And people in the comments were like, oh, this, people give you so much crap and talk about you so bad. This is a reminder that we should always be kind. You never know what people are going through. And people shouldn't have to divulge that they're going through, I don't want to call it tragic because her daughter's still alive, but a difficult thing, right, in their life, as a reminder to be kind. Because just like the Chadwick Bosemans, people can look a certain way or not show up or not be as present, and you don't know what they're going through. It's okay to ask, like, everything cool, like, whatever, like, I don't see you as much, you don't call me as much, you're not present as much, and maybe that person will tell you, maybe they won't. But it's a shame in those instances people have to be reminded to be kind to people, because you never know the battles that people are facing.
Right. That's crazy.
Yeah.
It's a double-sided coin, but it's crazy.
And again, I respect the decision either way. I think I would tell our small circle of trust. I think I would tell them. Yeah.
And talking about family.
But what do you did? I don't know if you answered. Would you?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. That's what I don't know. It's a 50-50 thing for me. I don't know. I think that sitting here now, I think I would. But I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't want to feel sick. I just wouldn't. That would scare me to the end of earth. Like, yeah, and everybody being around and patting and all that. It would just be like, I'm out of here. I'm fucking out of here. Like, if this is happening, I'm out of here. Oh Lord. And talking about family, though, I don't even know how to segue into this, but a family situation where managing autism can become way too much. Now, it ain't nothing you can do, but it can become way too much.
I think a child with special needs, period.
There's some TikTok videos of some moms who make funny content talking about their autistic kids. This girl was talking about, I got a fried damn chicken every day. Like, got his card. Like, this the only things he eat. Like, so she make light of it, but still getting it out of her system that I'm frustrated. We saw a story. What was this boy? 11 years old. Woke up in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning, called the goddamn Uber Black minivan pulled up. It was an
Escalade.
Escalade pulled. There's a video. Escalade pulled up. This boy walks outside. Autistic boy walks outside with a suitcase. Gets in the Uber Black and goes to the airport and is about to board a flight to Japan.
He was in the TSA line. Yeah.
To Japan. Like, what the freak? Like, and his mom and dad wake up, unbeknownst to them, in the house, like, where's the boy? He ain't in his bed. Where the boy? They go to look at the Ring camera. Little nigga done walked out the house with the suitcase, got in an Uber. They like racing to get to the airport, calling or doing whatever they gotta do. Them. And yeah, TSA found him in line. But that could have been kid on the plane on a 14-hour flight.
Well, I mean, technically he didn't buy a ticket. He thought he was going to Japan.
Okay.
I mean, because you figure you show up.
I thought he bought a ticket.
No, he thought he was going to Japan. All he knew, he had a suitcase. He was going to the airport. Now, my question is, how did he was in? Because you think about this, when we go to the airport, we have electronic boarding passes, so we don't go to the counter. We just go get in a TSA line, and that's where you show your boarding pass to show where your So he didn't make it that far. He ain't had no ticket to go nowhere. All he knew was, I'm going to the airport. I want to go to Japan. Now, it's a couple things here. People were going in on the parents, and I get it. The term is an eloper, like like a kid who leaves, right? So that is one of the characteristics of some children with autism. And parents, people were like, if you know your child is an eloper, why wasn't your doors locked, and blah blah blah, all the things. Now I can imagine. Maybe they thought and if this kid has never done this, it's different if you're an eloper, like when we go to the mall, you want to go off on your own. But if you've never done this, there's no expectation in my mind that you're going to do this.
So you think this is his first time eloping? If he's a known eloper.
But that's what I'm saying. It's one thing to elope, like if we're in the park, you try to run off.
Or what if he like to get, like, I know a dad on TikTok who says every morning his son gets up at 6 o'clock in the morning, takes his scooter outside and rides it. It's just what he wants to do. Everybody sleep in the house. He just opens the door. To the point where they have to let him because he'll make noise and shit. But he goes outside and ride corner to corner on his scooter at 6 in the morning.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He could have had, so that boy who rides the scooter, from 6 to 6, he ain't never called the Uber. So this boy, I think this is the first time he's done this.
Right.
His eloping may have been, okay, when we go to the park, he like to go too far.
Right.
Or if we go to the mall, we got to have a leash on him because he like to go too far.
But you know he's an eloper, though.
Right, but what I'm saying is you don't know how far that's going to go until it if we go to the park, I got to watch you. But you may not know this little bastard, and no offense, but this bastard is gonna call an Uber.
But wouldn't you think, okay, if he's an eloper, when we go out to the mall, he likes to wander. Let's just say because he's an eloper, we should probably have the locks where you have the key to get out. Just maybe, because we never know. He might wake up and we don't see him here, and he done went outside the house at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yes, but again, some things you don't know until it happens. You don't, like the dog who, we never knew that the dog was going to take all of our socks out the drawer until he started doing it. Then it was like, oh, okay, let's keep these socks away. So that's what I mean. You don't know the things that
I hear what you're saying. You don't know that he's going to go to Japan until he tries to go to Japan. I'm just saying if he's an autistic kid and he's been diagnosed and they say, okay, when he's at the mall, he likes to go, you got to let him. When he's here, he likes to go by himself, you got to let him because he's an eloper. So you know that about your kid. And I know he ain't did the Japan thing yet, but you know.
He may not have ever left out the house before.
Yeah, he may never did any of those things, but I'm just saying, that's the characteristic that they put on him and say he's an eloper. He may have done these small little things, but if I give him enough string, he'll elope.
And you may not even know that he knew how to call an Uber.
That's true too.
Yeah, that's the thing too. It makes me think, one, whose phone or something did he have? Because
could have got on the computer.
But what I'm saying is you have to have an Uber account set up. You have to have a card. Like you pay for Uber when you order it. So it makes me feel like, did he get hold of his mom's phone or mom's iPad or dad's, where like
maybe he catches Ubers from just in his life, like his mom and dad puts him in an Uber.
No,
sometimes. So
that's another thing. Uber has a rule, and I know this from our own, kids, that underage minors are not supposed to be able to take an Uber by themselves. Okay. So that's the family's issue with Uber as well. It's like, why did Uber allow this kid? Now, parents do it. I've heard of parents do it. Like, they'll call their kid an Uber from school to home because they know, and maybe some Ubers let them get by with it. But this little boy, it should have been very obvious. Like, he's 11 and he was little.
Sidebar. Your kid calls an Uber like a parent, and you do that thing from school to home, and the rule is you're not supposed to let them ride alone. Something happened to them, you don't have no recourse because that's the policy.
Well, the Uber shouldn't have picked them up.
So it's on them now.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think Uber recently created a thing like called Uber Teen or something like that. Because before, I think it was under 18. Now, again, how many Ubers are asking for ID? But a 10, 11-year-old you couldn't put in a car.
Right.
But they created a Uber Teen thing. I don't know exactly all the details of how it works. But so that was the parents thing. Like, Uber, why did y'all allow this kid to get in a car to go to the airport when the rule is supposed to be no kids? My question is, what access to whatever electronic device that he had that obviously had to have a card attached to the account, because like you said, maybe the family uses Uber. Mm-hmm. Like, so he had access to this. Y'all was sleeping hard as hell.
Yeah.
Y'all was sleeping hard as hell for
and
him
ain't
to
no
be
alarm
able
on the door. Because that would have solved the problem too. You ain't even got to have he could turn the alarm off if you know the code.
Or they could, make it live in a safe neighborhood. And not everybody got an alarm.
Yeah.
And again, he's an eloper, but maybe he has never left the house before. But now they know, oh, like you got to think ahead of all the things, like you said.
You go home and they
Motion
call him an
detectors.
eloper. You go home and say, "What's eloping?" And they look it up, and it just say, "This motherfucker can get lost far." Like you need to be on.
The mom that we saw that has triplets who all have autism, her kids are identified as elopers. So she went to the park, and her daughter and her niece all were assigned a different kid because they can't just play on the playground by themselves because they will run away.
Yeah.
Like they'll be running in the field and be like, "Oh, you're going past them." So that again, that's still considered an eloper. But those kids may have never left the house, but as they get older, the mom will need to assess, okay, what is the potential now for them to leave the area that they're designated to be. And this little, he was like, yeah, I was on my way, I forget what city he said, to such and such Japan. Like, that's where I was going. Suitcase and...
The fact that this nigga's at the airport, nobody lives 5-10 minutes from the airport. The fact that this nigga's at the airport and we got to go down there, man, look.
Wait a minute, though. He walked up to the car like, is this the Uber? Like he
was dragging the suitcase. Yes. That's how big it was. He packed like 2 weeks worth of clothes.
That is crazy.
That's insane.
And again, it makes me think the parents, y'all must have been sleeping super, super hard for him to have done. Can you imagine? Like, I mean, I don't know how their house was set up. Maybe it was a rancher, but you didn't hear either him coming downstairs with this suitcase or him dragging this suitcase through the house. Like, you didn't hear anything going on.
Most people, especially like most people, hear their front door open. It's just a sense. Like you hear, your front door is open. This motherfucker went outside and caught an Uber, drug a suitcase outside, and he 11. That's crazy. That's crazy. You get that call, wake up. They ain't get no call. Like you wake up and he ain't there. Where's the boy? Like,
I think they reported him missing. And then that's when, like, I think they reported him missing, and then they looked at the camera, and then they realized, like, he called an Uber, and then I think they tracked where did the Uber go, and then the TSA found him at the airport.
You could bring him home. What do you, like, you can have a talking to him, but it's like, what do you do? And
not to mention, I think they found him at JFK in New York. A huge airport at that.
That's insane.
A huge airport at that. And how much was that Uber bill?
The throat and her heart got to be in her throat. Like I lost my kid in the house. Like I lost my kid in the house. I'm a horrible mother if I lost my kid. I put him to bed last night. And I woke up and he gone.
Yeah. You be thinking, is this some John Benet Ramsey
Like, what's
stuff?
wrong with the house, bro? You don't like it here? You want to go to Japan? Like, was we talking about Japan? Like, what happened?
Yeah. Like,
that's crazy.
Speaking of John Benet Ramsey,
we're not talking about John Benet Ramsey.
I know, but I wanted to, if you don't mind me mention the story. Are you okay with that?
Yes. You take us off course, but go ahead.
Okay, well, no, we don't gotta go about it. I mean, I know I didn't give any topics, so go ahead. It just popped in my head. Why you do that? Because I didn't think of it, and it just popped in my head.
But you be having hours to think about.
I don't think about it. So go
ahead. Did you see the story about the inmates that took over the prison in North Carolina? 18 inmates took over a prison in North Carolina. Held people for, I think, 2 days now.
Oh, so it's still ongoing?
Yeah. I think they about to put it to rest. The negotiators and SWAT team and all that stuff was out there, but they was making demands talking about the prison was not in the shape that it was supposed to be in, the treatment of the inmates and all that. But I had a friend. You remember Dave? Mm-hmm. He was in Maryland one time in a prison. A riot had broke out, and he used to work in there, and he got held in there for 26 hours.
Oh, wow.
Do you think, like, you hope you keep your shit together knowing that inmates, if you work there, have taken over the prison and you got to stay put until, like, the good people come? And he, like, again, he was just a worker. Like, he wasn't an employee of the prison. He just was doing construction work there.
I guess it depends on... I guess it depends on like the state of the prison, like how modernized, like because I don't know. I guess it depends on how modernized it is in the sense of are we in a secured area, like because like can they get to us? That would like determine how safe. If we just gotta stay in this small area, but we're secure and there's no way they can get in here until like somebody's going to come and rescue us. You know, I'm not going to say I'm not going to be afraid, but I'm going to be a little more chill knowing they can't get to us.
So what if it's a different situation where 8 of y'all is being held in a room until a couple demands is made?
And they can't get to us?
They're gonna get to y'all. They're not gonna hurt y'all. We just holding y'all because we want them to do what fix the prison.
Oh, you mean they're holding us hostage? We're not hiding. Oh, then that's different. If they're holding us hostage, then I'm nervous because I don't know what they're capable of doing. Like, especially as a woman, I don't know if they're gonna sexually assault me. Again, I don't know if they're gonna beat me. I don't know how, like, that kind of thing. If they are with us, if we're like in their
vicinity.
No, if we're in their, I don't want to say possession, but like if they have us captive, then that's different. When I was saying if we're safe, meaning like, okay, we're in a locked closet and they can't get to us.
Right.
But if they are holding us hostage, like, and they are with us, then yeah, I'm scared. I don't know what they're going to do.
I think if they took over the prison and got some guards and stuff, then they have keys to get in locked doors.
Yeah, but I'm just, you know how and again, I know all prisons are different. Where like it ain't even about a key. You gotta like it's electronic and that kind of thing.
So that's what you meant by the technology.
Exactly.
Of the prison. Okay,
yeah.
I know what you meant by that.
Yeah.
The technology of the prison.
But if it's like lock and key and they got keys and they can access everywhere, then yeah, I'm scared. I want to go home.
I don't think I would be able to hold my shit together in a prison, knowing what happens in a prison if I worked there and some shit like this was going down. I don't think I would be able to keep it together, especially if it was like I'm captive, y'all took our phones, and I get that y'all ain't gonna hurt us because it's gonna put more time on y'all, but y'all just want some shit met, but we gotta be the guinea pigs to be held. Nah.
Yeah, and if they got life or something like that, they may not care about that.
That's true too.
Like time may not be a factor to them if they know they're gonna be there anyway.
That's true too. That's true also. Quick rant. This Young Miami song. This is just a quick rant on my end. This Spin That song. I just think that this shit is weak. I think that we have to watch what we're saying to our kids. I think we got to watch what we put in our community, in the culture. And I think having a song where you're calling out scammers and, you know, people who do that type of stuff, like, you got to think about what if your son was a scammer, what if your daughter was a scammer. Like, people latch on to the things that is said in songs, and although a lot of people like this song and it's super popular and plays well in clubs and stuff, I just think, just like an NWA song where it was fuck the police and all this kind of stuff, things latch on to young kids with the twerking, with what they see, what they hear. So I just think that shit like this needs to be examined and not pushed into our community, especially to young people, so much. That's it. You got any thoughts on that?
I think I don't even think it needs to. I mean, it's music, so I think that's not ever gonna happen. Like, there's so many songs out here that says so much. Like, you got all the drill songs about killing and all that kind of stuff. True. So I don't think any of that's ever gonna happen. People want to make music about whatever they want. I just don't like the song. Like, I don't like the I don't like the scamming mentality. I don't like the boosting mentality. I think, and I know this is an unpopular opinion, I think people who buy from boosters, y'all thieves too. Like, y'all supporting the boosters. Like, I've never been a fan of that, you know, ordering stuff from boosters for them to go get you something from a store, or, you know, them stealing and you buying it. Like, maybe because I just detest stealing. So yeah, I'm just not a fan of that. I will pay full price for something before I buy it from a booster. So that just ain't my thing. Yeah, I just don't like the song. As far as being more mindful and all that, like, I don't think that's ever going to happen. Music is going to be music, whether it's sexual, whether it's criminal, whether it's lascivious, like whatever it is.
People say that word the same way every time. Lascivious.
Like it's just gonna be what it's gonna be.
But that don't mean it shouldn't be. That's all I'm saying is it should be. People should look at what they would like. Let's just say you see Aubrey or you see Mackenzie dancing to that song or howling it out. That's gonna irk the shit out you. And I know you think it's just music. A lot of people.
No.
Hold on. A lot of people have that take, and I also do too. It's just music. It's a lot of music, like she said, that plays about murdering and all that shit, and all of it needs to be watched because it's going to the young people. Is all I'm saying. I know if I saw, and I don't usually say nothing to the kids. But if I saw our nieces dancing to that shit or saying it, I would say something.
No, I'm not saying that. Yeah, I think
like,
parents
don't
in
say
general
that shit where the
like
scammers
should
at.
monitor what their kids are listening to or singing and that kind of thing. But what I'm saying, the music industry ain't gonna do nothing about it. And I don't think it's on them. I think it's on parents to be mindful of what your kids listen to. Like I will say, our 10-year-old niece, I don't know how, I don't know why, but Young Thug is like her favorite rapper. And she know these songs, and I know she ain't shooting nothing up and none of that, but you know, she be making her little TikTok videos with the hammers.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yes.
And I know it's playful, it's all that shit, and it's Mackenzie. I get that, but I'm just saying, what if that was our nephew?
No, I get what you're saying. What I'm saying is that's on the parents. I don't think the music industry, like you were saying, be mindful of what they put out. No, parents have to be mindful of what their children take in.
Well, I guess that's what I mean. Like, be careful of what. Yeah, I'm saying what you're saying. I just said it in a different way.
Because I don't think the music industry.
The music industry is not going to care and not going to stop.
It's all about a dollar.
They're going to do what sells. But as a parent, you're putting that in the community if you're letting your kids listen to it, and you got it on the radio all the time. You got it in the car, and now all of a sudden you're taking your daughter to school. She's 6, and she talking about where the scammers at. Like, that shit is not cool at all. It's not cool at all. And some people can say, oh, it's just music and it is okay, and my daughter's this. It's not cool. And you can call me, I'm judging you. Yeah, I'm judging you. I don't think it's cool. I don't think it's cool. And it's a lot of things you might think I do like that's not cool. You might think smoking weed ain't cool. But having your girl listen to this song, your daughter, your sister, like, it's just not cool. It's not, like she said, it ain't a good sounding song. And the lyrics of it, what some people listen to the song for is the lyrics. It just ain't telling us to do the right things.
That's one thing you have to be mindful. Yeah, because I dislike when people be like, "That is a horrible song," and I'm talking about in general, right? To us, we don't like it. Like it ain't nothing I'm playing. Yeah.
On a sadder note, this gotta get through this without even trying to shed a tear because this hurt me. Chris Johnson diagnosis the other day with ALS. I watched this dude run. He's a 2,000-yard runner, ran for 2,300 yards in a season. His name was CJ2K. Like, he was a hell of a running back. And just over a year ago, he was diagnosed with ALS. And to see him now sitting there at 39 years old, can't move his arms, the stillness of him scared the shit out of me. And I just want to say, like, prayers to his family, his wife who's holding him down and in the process through this, but ALS rapidly took his body in 12 months. And he's just like a shell of himself. And it's true what they say, like, your mind is still as sharp as it used to be, because when he talks, you can hear him speak as sharply as he used to. But just a year ago, like 10, 11, 12 months ago, he was picking up his daughter. He was at youth football camps. He was mentoring kids, and now he can't. He just sits with his hands, like in his lap, and his hands was put there. Like, you can tell his hands was put there. Can't even lift up a cup. And it's just the saddest shit ever. Shit like this makes me think about my own mortality in a way, but just watching him sit there with that stillness scared the shit out of me. So just thoughts and prayers to his family. Salute to Chris Johnson for being as strong as he is. But again, watching this dude run up and down the field, not even a long time ago, like 8, 9, 10 years ago, and he was the face of the league and one of 7 people who ran for 2,000 yards in a season. Like, and to see him like this is just sad. It's just super, super, super sad. That shit hurt me to my core. Do you know anything about Chris Johnson?
Is there any connection? ALS is also known as Lou Gehrig's disease, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is there any connection between like football and or sports? Because I know when people talk about like brain injuries, like they talk about CTE and so forth, from getting hit in the head so much. But is there any connection between football and ALS?
I don't know. There's not a lot of football players who got ALS. There's a few. Lou Gehrig was a baseball player, so it wasn't like he had a lot of collisions in baseball like football players do, and he got the disease. So I don't know if it's tied to the hits in football. I don't know. I don't think it helps. I don't think it fucking helps. And his wife said she thought like it could have been a pinched nerve because he started out not having like the feeling in his hand and shit like that. Not when you pick up a cup, you don't have a grip on it, like that kind of thing. And just, again, I can't believe just the speed of that kind of disease, like 10, 11, 12 months, and you're in a wheelchair, can't walk and can't talk, like everything, all your muscles is atrophy. Like, and again, he was a running back. Like, I don't think people understand, like, if you know football, you know Chris Johnson, CJ2K. Like, he was a hell of a player. And just to see him like that now it just breaks my heart. It really does. It's like, damn, Chris Johnson, 39 years old, not even 40 years old. It's just crazy. The most beautiful lie ever told. So this was on the internet, and I'm gonna see what you think about this while we're on stuff that's low. A mom and her 6-year-old son. He was diagnosed with terminal cancer, and she knew that after a month of treatment that he was going to be terminal and die, and the doctors couldn't treat him no more. So she lied to him and told him that he was cured, and got all the nurses and doctors to be in on the lie. Brought him outside the hospital. He rang the bell as if he died, and then she took him home and he died quietly within like a week or so. And
you rang the bell as if he was cured. Okay.
And got home, and of course in a few weeks he died. And people on the internet, millions of people were saying this is the most beautiful lie ever told. Do you think this, like, that was okay to do, or not okay, but do you see the reason why she did something like this?
Yeah, I guess, just wanting the kid to have whatever few weeks of his life
to
that
tie
was
back
left
into what we was talking about in the beginning,
to enjoy that without the stress of being sick, to go home. Then the only thing I'm thinking, like, if his body wasn't feeling better, I can only imagine like the thoughts that was probably going through his head of like, if I'm cured, why do I still not feel good? If, whatever, if he was still feeling ill. But I definitely understand the thinking behind it, and just letting him enjoy whatever time he had left, feeling happy, feeling joyous, feeling like he had overcome something, kind of like allowing him to go out on top mentally, so I understand. That I understand. Never, I think that's the first time I probably heard somebody do something like that.
Think that would be something you would do?
I don't know. Now,
I've
never heard of that before. You can see the love side
that she's doing it because she loves him so much and cares about his feelings and his well-being. And I know you would be that kind of mother who love the shit out of your kids. So you think like...
I've never heard anybody do that before. Now, in hearing it probably would be something I would consider. Like, God forbid, like that I had to make that decision.
Yeah, this was going around the internet. Millions of people called it the most beautiful lie ever told. Yeah. And it was like, this is okay.
Yeah, I can see why.
I agree. I concur. The 4-day work week is being voted on.
Mm-hmm. I think it's to come.
32 hours, same pay. Hours will equal out, and it's supposed to increase productivity. For the past 4 years, Friday has been the most called out day in work history. Mm-hmm. So nobody goes to work on Friday.
I would think Fridays and Mondays would probably be second. I would think.
It only had Friday being the first. I don't know.
Because after a hard weekend, you think, or after a good weekend, calling out on Monday.
Yeah.
I think I think that's part of it. What people miss is that your pay would still be the same. So like if you work 40 hours a week, let's just say you're paid $20 an hour, then you're getting paid $800 a week. Now that you would be working 32 hours, you still would your pay would increase to ensure that you still got that $800.
Mm-hmm.
I think people initially looked at it like, oh, they will be cutting. Now there may be some industries where that's just not feasible. Or I mean,
What would you think of that? Like, what? Just name an industry where you think that wouldn't be able to do a
um,
32-hour work week.
I
Police,
guess. Yeah, I mean,
fire,
but actually, as I'm saying that, maybe not because I mean, police could do that.
like rotate.
Yeah, like police could still do that and just yeah, you may need more staff or I don't know how that would work. Our sister's job just started that this week doing 4x10s. And there are
Your old industry, could that work in your old industry?
yeah, there were some departments that actually implemented that rule and I like I learned it like you would send somebody an email and it would be like I'm out of the office on Wednesdays. Somebody else's might have said I'm out of the office on Tuesdays and it's like, oh, this is what y'all doing. So it wasn't like a company wide thing, but there were some departments that did it. I no, that's the thing too. I guess some people would probably be because I think the mindset of a lot of people too is like, oh, you're just gonna work Monday through Thursday. That is where it wouldn't be you couldn't just have companies not open on Friday. A lot of like that part wouldn't work. Mm-hmm. So I think that's where some dissatisfaction may come into play. Would be what day
do you get off?
Yeah, would you be off? Like so that may pose a challenge. I didn't even think about
that. I just assumed Friday would go away for everybody.
No, because you said police officers. Yeah. You can't not have police on Friday.
You can't not have them on Monday neither.
Exactly, like that. But that's what I'm saying. Well, some people would have off Monday. Some people would have off Tuesday. Some people would have off Thursday. Some people would have off Friday. So like everybody would. Now you also got to think too. That is for an industry that works Monday through Friday. If you are an industry like again going back to police is 7 days a week. Mm-hmm. So that may fluctuate as well. I was just with one of my friends today and she was telling me her daughter is off every Thursday because she works in the bank. She's an assistant manager for the bank and they work every Saturday. You know, banks are open Monday through Saturday. Mm-hmm. So she's off every Thursday. So you got to think too, how does that work in a job that's not a 5-day work week? It's a 6-day work week. I mean, I'm sorry. It's a 6-day operating schedule, but you work a 5-day work week. Now, if you're going to change that to a 4-day work week, people are going to have to work longer hours. But in some industries, longer hours may not be an option. So that's where it's going to have to work too.
It would balance where the 5-day industries go to 4 days, and then the 6-day industries you just go to 5. You don't take it down to 4.
I don't like think about banks. How long? But for years, banks were only open Monday through Friday.
Right.
Then they started opening on Saturday, and now you have some open on Sundays. For TD is open on Sunday.
Okay.
I
never went to the bank on Sunday, but okay.
I think so. I'm pretty sure they are. For like maybe till 12, something like that.
I know on Saturday they open till noon or 1 or some shit like that.
Okay, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I thought for whatever reason they were open on Sundays too, but. You got to think too with the number of hours. Okay, Monday through Friday, the bank is open 9 to 6. Mm-hmm. So you don't have the option to do a 10-hour day.
Right.
So that's where too it's going to be a little tricky because how do you get? Let's just say if a bank is open Monday through Friday, take out the weekends, and you work 8 hours a day, a 9 to 5. Where does the extra time come in?
Right.
Because you don't have 2 extra hours to give people on those days. So I think generally most people will probably, now, again, you may, like even working for the city is, like city offices close at 5 o'clock. So if you have people that work, even if now you may have some.
That's 8 hours though, right?
Yeah, but if you're going to work a 4x10, 4 days a week, 10 hours, where do those extra hours come from? They're not open later. or earlier.
Why you keep saying a 4x10?
So if you're gonna work,
It's not a 4x10. You're working
8 hours.
32 hours is what I'm saying. You're confusing
Scratch
me.
everything I said.
You're working
Then.
32
So you still
hours.
only working 8 hours a day,
and your
but
32
you just
hours looks
and
like
I'm the one that
40
said,
hours.
got you.
Yes.
Never mind. Okay.
So you don't have to do a 4x10. That's something totally
That's
different.
I'm thinking still,
You're still
40
working
hours.
40 hours.
So you're gonna work 32 hours
yes, and still
just
get
still
40
be paid
hour
the
pay.
same. I did say that. Duh. Oh,
so with that,
okay.
so now that stuff would work in certain industries,
Yeah.
especially in police, because you still can rotate. In your industry, it would have worked.
Yeah.
In
You
nursing,
just still
it works.
getting the day off would just rotate. Everybody can't be off on Friday.
So what I said is that now it's just Friday can go for everybody.
Well,
it's more easy.
You can't have police
you're right,
on Fridays.
You're
You can't not have nurses in the
gotta
hospital.
they still gotta rotate.
Nurses, banks still got to be open. You can't close the banks on Friday. So that's what would rotate. Everybody ain't gonna have off on Friday. Maybe that'll.
And they're talking about doing this at the federal level, so that does affect the banks.
Yeah.
But so it's like you put this thing in, but we can't do nothing because you need us open all the time, especially on a Friday.
Well, again, you just know you just work one less day a week. So instead of having 2 days off, 2 days off a week, you'll have 3 days off a week.
I hope it works because I think shit like this in the construction industry, in my industry, would go well over. I think like this is probably the people who stand up the tallest for it. Like 4-day work weeks in construction is the key.
Now, for your industry, do you think it would work better being uniform where everybody's off on Friday?
Yes, I don't think that people should rotate like you're talking about. Like this guy got
because you need a certain number of people.
This guy got a day off because you need a certain.
You can shut down a job site on Friday.
Yeah, and that wouldn't be a problem. And you got to think about it in the grand scheme of things, like what you getting out of guys on a Friday
in terms of productivity.
Like you're gonna get a little something, but you're not getting what you would get on a Tuesday. You're not getting what you would get on a Monday where dudes are fresh. People are scratching their ass to get home on a Friday. I know I am. So you don't get the same out of me on a Friday as you get on a Monday or a Tuesday. But I do hope it goes through. I'm gonna be watching this to see what the votes are. That's a wrap. Episode 283. There you go. It's your boy International Walk.
It's your girl Tasha goes with the Moses.
You know by now. If you fuck with us, you fuck with us. If you don't, you should. Peace.